Hi students. In these series of videos, you're going to be learning how to create the base 3D shapes that are used to create almost all complex objects in our world. As you can see from the worksheet that's here and is available to you on Schoology, we're going to be starting with the cube today. There's a very simple process to making this work, and I want to share that with you. It's called the SCC method: sketch, constrain, create. I'll be talking about this as I go through the creation process of the cube. You'll see with sketch, you're sketching the geometric shape of the profile view. With a cube, it's just a square. So it's pretty straightforward, and we can draw either from the front, the top, or the right view. It really doesn't matter. To constrain it, this really, for the most part, is going to be about dimensions or measurements that are going to be used. In our cube today, we're going to make a 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch cube. Lastly is to create. This takes our 2D sketch and turns into a 3D object. We use a process of extrusion or revolving depending on what the assignment asks for to be able to make this possible. So let's go ahead and get started. We look at our worksheet, we'll see the size is 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch. And one of the first things it says under skills is selecting a work plane. Let's show you what that means. Going up to the upper left-hand corner, you'll find where it says 2D sketch. When I do that, I have a sketch planes that appear. If I bring my mouse over top of it, I have the XZ plane, the XY plane, and then the YZ plane. Now, for this purpose today, I'm going to choose the XY plane. Once I do that, you'll see that a grid has come up. You'll see that there are two darker lines. Those are X and Y. And where they intersect right there, that's our origin point, which is a yellow dot. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to my rectangle tool. Now, if you go to it, you'll notice that there are multiple options for different types of rectangles. We're going to use a 2-point rectangle. I'm going to come over to the origin point and bring my mouse over top of it. What you'll notice is once I do that and I click, when I come out, I've clicked on top of it. My dots actually turned green. That tells me that they were lined up. And now I'm going to go ahead and just draw a general square. Now, that's the first step, and it's really that simple. Now what I'm going to go in is constrain it. I could have set the sizes when I still had my sketch up, but I also have what's called a dimension tool. And I can come over here and click on the dimension tool and then click on what would be the height of my object and set that from, it's right now at about 1/2 inch. I'm going to set that to 1 inch. Now you'll notice that it automatically resizes and gets bigger. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and dimension this. This is slightly over 1 inch now. Bring that back to 1 inch. Now, the way I do that is I double click on the number and it brings up the box where I'm allowed to edit. When I'm finished, I choose the green check mark to do that. Last step is to create. So I'm going to hit Finish Sketch, which is in the upper right-hand corner. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to the Create panel, which is right here. You'll notice that I have Extrude. I'm going to select that. Now, the computer automatically noticed that I had a sketch available and already chose it and extruded it out. Because my other dimensions were 1 inch, it preset the distance to 1 inch, assuming that would probably be the desired outcome. So one of the neat things about this is that the buttons that are underneath the distance, okay, I can change the direction of my extrusion. So this is something that can be useful when we're building parts that overlap, and something just that's good to know that's there. I hit OK. At this point, I have my completed shape. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to File, Save. Okay, I'm going to go to my OneDrive. And I'm going to save it. I'm going to call it base shape Q, and then my name, and hit save. And that's the end of the step. So at this point, have your assignment checked by your teacher, and then move on to the next one.